Hey there, mathematicians. We're at my favorite part of the day, which is small groups. I hope it's your favorite part of the day as well. We are going to get started by talking about fractions in our small group today. So, mathematicians use numerators and denominators to represent fractions. And they can also represent whole numbers, which we've practiced in our unit of study and in our mini lesson today. And you guys are ready to work even more on it today. So in a fraction, the numerator represents the amount of pieces that are represented, and that's the top number right here. The denominator is the bottom of our fraction, and it's the amount of pieces in one whole. So we talked about this picture earlier. There's 4 pieces we can see here. That's the numerator. There's 4 pieces that are fitting inside of this one whole. That's the denominator. So we're going to practice even further today with different sized wholes. So you can see this pink bar is representing a whole here. This orange bar is here. This green bar is, and this red bar is. The size of the whole can change. And we have to be able to still be able to think about the fraction that it's representing. So I wanted to practice that with you today in small group. We are going to start with this one right here. We have one whole represented with one pink square. So I'm wondering, how many holes do you see here? Just think to yourself. If you said 3, you're correct. Awesome job. Now I want you to think about how many yellow squares you see. If you're saying 6 right now, you're correct. So there's 6 yellow pieces there. That's going to be our numerator because we see 6 pieces. Now, I'm wondering how many pieces are in one whole. If you're saying 2 to yourself right now, you are correct. So right here, we have represented 6 halves with these yellow bars. So 6 halves is equivalent to these 3 wholes. All right, we did that one together. The rest, I'm gonna let you try on your own and then we'll check together. So let's go over to this orange and black picture. So this time, the whole piece is a little bit smaller. So these orange pieces represent one whole. I want you to decide what fraction is being represented here with these black tiles. Remember to use that forward slash to represent a fraction bar, and your numerator will go on the left, your denominator will go on to the right. What do you see here? We know there's 1, 2, 3, 4 wholes. What fraction is equivalent to those 4 wholes that we see here? Enter that into Play Pause It now. Okay, so in the black tiles, we see a fraction represented. We see first the numerator, how many pieces total there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pieces. There's 16 pieces here. Now, to find our denominator, we need to figure out how many pieces are in one whole. So let's look at one whole here. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces are inside one whole. 16/4 is the fraction represented with those black tiles here. If you got that, congratulations. If not, think about what you need to change because we have 2 more to practice with here. Let's keep going. Now we have the green tiles here. There's several of those, and each green tile is worth one whole. So let's look together. How many holes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 holes here. There's a lot. Now, we want to figure out what fraction is being represented with these purple tiles. So think about that. Think about the numerator and denominator. Think about putting in that slash for your fraction bar. What is the fraction being represented with the purple tiles? Enter that into Play Pause It now. All right, let's look at it together. I'm gonna bring up my typing area and let's do some thinking together to see if you're correct. So The numerator is how many pieces we see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pieces. And the denominator is how many pieces fit in one whole. So one whole, we have 2 pieces in one whole. So 16 halves is what's represented here. And 16 halves is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wholes. 16 halves equals 8 wholes. Excellent job so far. If you're still not getting the correct answer, it is okay. We have one more to practice, and still, it's okay if you don't get it after this because we'll practice more in class together. So keep calm, keep working the hardest you can, and try to think about what the blue tiles are representing here. We have 2 whole pieces. We want to know what fraction with the blue tiles is equal to 2 wholes. Think about that and enter into Play Pause It now. Okay, let's check it together. We know that the numerator is how many pieces we see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total pieces in our picture. There's 12. Now, we need to figure out our denominator now, which is how many pieces are in one whole. So if I think about that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces in one whole. So my fraction is 12/6, and that's equal to 2 wholes. Just like we talked about in mini lesson today, there is a connection between fractions and division. 6 halves, 6 divided by 2 equals 3. We have 3 wholes. So we can always go back and check with division. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Are there 4 wholes? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, there are. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Are there 8 wholes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we're right on track. Last one, 12 divided by 6, I know is 2. So there are 1, 2 wholes. So friends, I want you to really understand that we can make fractions that are equivalent to a whole number, and also the size of the whole can change. It's not always this red bar. It can be an orange bar. It can be even smaller. We could make it so that this is worth 1 whole, this little tiny black tile. The whole can change, and that's true in real life too. When you think about splitting up a medium pizza, a medium is usually about 12 inches in diameter. But when you have a large, it's usually 16 inches. So that pizza is larger, and you're going to have bigger pieces because that pizza is larger depending on how you cut the pizza. So pieces and wholes can change in size. All right, and I want you to really pick up on that as well as being able to convert between a fraction and a whole number. As you finish up this video right now, you are finishing up almost all of Math Workshop. You're going to go down and click the next button, and it will take you to today's reflection, and you will be able to think some more about fractions today in that reflection. Have fun, and I'm excited to see you in the next part of Math Workshop.